Davor read from 1 Corinthians 13.
Davor je čitao iz prve poslanice Korinčanima.
One time when I was in Split, we had an outreach for students in a cafe.
Dok sam živio u Splitu, imali smo jedan događaj za studente u jednom kafiću.
There were about 60 students there.
Tamo je bilo možda 60-ak studenata.
The outreach was about relationships.
Radilo se o odnosima.
It's always easy to do with college students.
To je jako jednostavna tema za raditi sa studentima.
And I read from the same passage. I read 1 Corinthians 13, 4 through 7, the description of love.
I čitao sam iz istog ovog ulomka, iz Korinčana 13, od 4 do 7, onaj opis ljubavi.
And I was quite surprised at the response because the students all began to clap.
Iznenadio sam se reakciji njihovo jer su svi počeli pljeskati.
It's poetic, it's beautiful.
To je jedan poetski odjeljak, prekrasan je.
There's just something right about it that, yeah, this is what love should look like.
I ima nešto ispravno u tome, da ljudi kažu da, ljubav bi ovako trebala izgledati.
So it's probably the number one passage that young couples choose to have read at their wedding.
Ovo je vjerovatno najčešći odlomak kojega mladenci izabiru da se čita na njihovom vjenčanju.
But if you think about it, that's quite risky.
Ali, ako razmislite, to je riskantno.
Because who actually does this?
Zato što ko ovo može vršiti?
Are you going to promise this, that you're always going to be patient?
Znači, ti ćeš obećati svome supružniku da ćeš uvijek biti strpljiv.
Kind,
uvijek
never seeking your own,
nikad nećeš tražiti svoje pravo.
Never taking into account a wrong.
Nikada nećeš pamtit iz prošlosti loše stvari.
I used to have a pastor who said if we could do 40% of this stuff 50% of the time, it would be awesome.
Netko je rekao kad bismo 40% ovih stvari mogli činiti 50% vremena, to je bilo super.
We'd be the most amazing church ever.
Bili bi najbolja crkva ikada.
And really, when you look at it, this is not human love. This is the love of God.
Ali ovo nije ljudska ljubav, nego Božja.
So you could really just take out the word love and put in the word Jesus.
I zapravo mogli biste umjesto riječi ljubav staviti riječ Isus.
Jesus is patient.
Isus je strpljiv.
Jesus is kind.
Isus je dobrostiv.
Jesus is not jealous.
Isus ne zavidi.
Jesus bears all things.
Isus nosi sve stvari.
This is Jesus.
To je Isus.
But that doesn't let us off the hook.
Ali to nama ne može biti izgovor.
So this is something we can't fully attain to.
Ovo je nešto što mi ne možemo u potpunosti dosegnuti.
But it's something we should strive toward.
Ali bismo trebali se truditi.
This is graduate level Christianity.
Ovo je kršćanstvo koje je maturiralo.
That was a problem we've been talking about the Corinthians.
Razgovarali smo o poslanici Korinčanima.
And Paul treats them as true believers.
Pavao njih tretira kao prave kršćane.
They seem to truly understand a gospel of grace.
Čini se da zaista razumiju evanđelje ljubavi.
And they're very excited about their freedom.
Jako su uzbuđeni oko svoje slobode.
So their freedom is leading them to act in all kinds of ways inside the community of believers and outside of the community of believers.
Njihova sloboda im je izgovor ili razlog da se na razne načine ponašaju i unutar zajednice i izvan zajednice.
In ways that are hurting each other.
Čak na načine da vrijeđaju jedni druge.
And Paul recognizes that they have freedom.
Pavao im priznaje da oni imaju slobodu.
And they have knowledge.
Imaju znanje.
And they have spiritual gifts.
Imaju duhovne darove.
And it's made them proud.
Ali to ih je učinilo ponosnim.
And they're quick to exert their rights.
I jako brzo nameću svoja prava.
And now he's going to speak of a more excellent way.
A on će im sada opisati kako izgleda jedan bolji način.
So on top of that,
znači, povrh toga,
you need to learn love.
Morate naučiti ljubav.
But interesting, Paul doesn't. There's also a lot of immorality going on in the church.
Isto tako u crkvi ima nemorala.
And an easy thing to do for a pastor
najjednostavnije za jednog pastora
would be to clamp down with legalism.
Bi bilo da on njih sad legalistično poklopi.
You haven't understood the gospel.
Ne razumijete vi evanđelje.
It doesn't mean you've just forgiven them everything. You've got to do this, and this.
Ne znači, evanđelje ne znači da vam je sve oprošteno, nego moraš i ovo, i ovo, i ovo, i ovo.
That would have made a lot shorter letter.
Da je Pavao tako pisao, pismo bi bilo kraće.
But Paul's having to both affirm grace and freedom in the gospel.
Ali Pavao želi i potvrditi slobodu i milost u evanđelju.
Call for true holiness.
Želi ih pozvati na pravu svetost.
And motivate towards a more mature Christian faith.
I motivirati ih na jednu zreliju kršćansku vjeru.
It's interesting in the New Testament there is no concept of Christian apart from community.
Zanimljivo je da u Novom Zavjetu ne postoji koncept kršćanina izvan zajednice.
There are no Christians in the New Testament who are just okay with, I'll just be a Christian at home.
Nema primjera kršćanina koji kaže, a ja ću biti kršćanin kod
I'll
kuće.
worship on my own.
Ja ću štovati Boga sam za sebe.
According to the New Testament, when you're born again as an individual into a relationship with God.
Prema Novom Zavjetu, kad ste nanovo rođeni, onda ste nanovo rođeni kao pojedinac, ali unutar zajednice u odnos sa Bogom.
And into God's family.
I rođeni ste u Božju
So
obitelj.
you're born into community.
Tako da rođeni ste u jednu
So it's not
zajednicu.
even described anywhere, this idea of a Christian who's not part of the local church.
Znači, ideja kršćanina koji ne bi bio dio lokalne zajednice uopće ne postoji, nije opisana.
And church in New Testament never means a building.
Crkva u Novom Zavjetu nikad ne znači zgrada.
It's an assembly of people
To je zajednica, skup ljudi
who have been born again into the same family,
koji su nanovo rođeni u istu obitelj,
who come together
koji se okupljaju
and who hurt each other a lot.
i koji puno vrijeđaju jedni druge.
It's quite a fertile ground to learn love.
To je plodno tlo da se tu vježba i uči ljubav.
Because they've been born again,
Zato što su nanovo rođeni,
but they're not in heaven yet.
ali nisu još u nebu.
And so they're growing, they're still sinful, there's a lot that needs to happen.
I zato ti ljudi jesu još uvijek grešni, ali rastu i puno se toga još tu treba dobiti.
And so here in Corinthians, Paul uses his favorite metaphor for the community.
Ovdje u Korinčanima Pavao koristi svoju omiljenu metaforu za zajednicu,
The body,
a to je tijelo.
and the body has many parts.
Tijelo ima mnogo udova.
Some of them get a lot more praise, they're more prominent.
Neki su naglašeniji pa ih se više hvali.
Some of the parts don't get much praise, they're not so prominent.
Neki su manje zapaženi pa ih se ne hvali puno.
Everybody loves the eyes, nobody thinks about the toes.
Svi vole lijepe oči, a niko ne razmišlja o prstima na nogama.
And so he's arguing that some of the non-prominent parts need to be lifted up and recognized.
Onda Pavao govori da neki od udova koji nisu previše u centru pažnje, njih treba uzdići i prepoznati.
And again, this is getting at that problem in Corinth where a lot of those who could speak well, those who had spiritual gifts were growing in the sense of arrogance.
Znači, problem u Korintu je to da su ljudi koji su znali lijepo govoriti, dobro govoriti, oni su postali arogantni.
So with the body metaphor, Paul's trying to bring them down and say we depend on each other.
I uz pomoć ove metafore tijela, Pavao ih želi spustiti na zemlju i reći mi trebamo ovisiti jedni od drugima.
And interestingly, every time Paul uses the body metaphor, he follows that metaphor with teaching on love.
I zanimljivo, svaki put kad Pavao u svojim poslanicama koristi metaforu tijela, uvijek iza toga poučava o ljubavi.
So that's here, it's in Romans 12, it's in Ephesians 4.
To je ovdje, u Rimljanima 12, u Efežanima 4.
The body cannot work simply through knowledge and giftedness.
Tijelo ne može funkcionirati samo kroz znanje i nadarenost,
It can only grow and work if the parts are growing in love.
nego može rasti u svome dijelu, u svome djelovanju, ako međusobni udovi rastu u ljubavi.
And so he ends chapter 12 and he says, I've explained to you the body, but I have a still more excellent way to explain to you.
Pavao završava 12. poglavlje i kaže, ok, sad sam vam objasnio tijelo, kako funkcionira tijelo, ali ima još jedan odličniji način, izvrsniji način.
And through chapter 13, he's going to first show us the preeminence of love.
U početku 13. poglavlja prvo će nam pokazati to da je ljubav postojala prije svega.
And then he's going to explain practical outworking of love.
Onda će opisati kako ljubav funkcionira na djelu.
And then he's going to argue for the permanence of love.
A onda će ustvrditi da je ljubav trajna.
So the preeminence, let's read again. Anita, would you read verses 1 through 3 of chapter 13?
Znači, prva točka, to da je ljubav postojala prije svega. 13. poglavlje, reci 1 do 3. Kad bih ljudske i anđeoske jezike govorio, a ljubavi ne bih imao, bio bih mijed što ječi ili cimbal što zveči. Kad bih imao dar proricanja, znao sve tajne i sve znanje, kad bih imao puninu vjere, tako da bih brda premještao, a ljubavi ne bih imao, bio bih ništa. Kad bih na hranu siromasima razdao sve svoje imanje, kad bih tijelo svoje predao da se sažeže, a ljubavi ne bih imao, ništa koristilo ne bi.
So he's surveying 3 different types of religious behavior.
Pavao ovdje pokriva 3 vrste religioznog ponašanja.
And he's saying all of it's nothing if there's not love going on.
I on kaže, sve ovo je ništa ako uz to ne postoji ljubav.
So in verse 1, there's the idea that spirituality is experience.
U prvom retku ideja je da je duhovnost jedno iskustvo.
It's the worship, it's the gifts, it's sensing Jesus.
Štovanje, darovi, to je ono kad osjetite Isusa.
And he says without love, that's just a lot of noise.
A on kaže, ali bez ljubavi to je samo velika buka.
Verse 2, he says, and then there's prophecy and knowledge, because some Christians really get into knowing the Bible and knowing doctrine.
Drugi redak govori o proricanju, o znanju, jer nekim kršćanima je užasno važno znati Bibliju dobro, znati doktrinu.
But knowledge and doctrine without love is hypocrisy. It's false. It just smells bad.
Ali on kaže, znanje i doktrina, a bez ljubavi je licemjerstvo i smrdi.
The head's got something, but not really.
U glavi ima nešto, ali to nije bit.
And then in verse 3, there are other Christian faiths that really emphasize giving to the poor.
A onda ima nekih vjerskih zajednica koje naglašavaju davanje siromasima.
Or giving up your body says to be burned.
Ili, kao što Pavao kaže, predavanje svoga tijela da se sažeže.
And he says, without love, just going through the motions.
A kaže, ako ti tu nema ljubavi, onda ti samo izvršavaš neke dužnosti. I na kraju nikakve koristi od toga.
And so he argues that elsewhere the value of experience, the value of knowledge, the value of giving.
Na nekim drugim mjestima kroz Novi Zavjet Pavao potvrđuje vrijednost i duhovnog iskustva, i znanja, i davanja, pomaganja drugima.
But that's as far as we get.
Ali ako je to doseg naše vjere,
we're false. We're nothing. We're noise.
Onda nismo ništa, onda smo lažni, onda smo samo buka.
And then in verse 4 through 7 he gets into what should love really look like?
Onda u recima 4 do 7 on opisuje kako bi ljubav trebala izgledati.
What's the practical outworking of love?
Kako praktično na dijelu ljubav izgleda.
And personally I don't feel the most qualified to teach this part.
Osobno ne osjećam se vrlo kvalificiran da poučavam ovaj dio.
Brenda refused to do it, so I guess I'll do it.
Ali Brenda nije htjela, pa eto moram ja.
But let's just go through and just think about these different aspects. So it starts with love is patient.
Počinje sa ljubav je strpljiva.
And that just being willing to put up with the oddities of other people.
To je jednostavno kad ste u stanju podnositi čudne stvari drugih ljudi.
Just the weird things that people do that get on your nerves.
One njihove male neke čudne stvari koje vam idu na živce.
When people don't talk to you, they forget to say something or they do something.
Kad vam se neko zaboravi obratiti, zaboravi na vas, nešto napravi.
Immediately thinking in your mind the worst and why did they snub me? What are they trying to do to me?
A vi u svojoj glavi odmah mislite najgore, zašto me sad nije pozdravio, šta mi on to sad pokušava napraviti.
Patience says I'm going to speak to him, I'm going to find out what's going on.
Strpljenje kaže, razgovarat ću s tom osobom, pokušat ću saznat šta se događa.
Patience also recognizes if the time's right for that or should I wait and talk to them later.
Strpljenje isto prepoznaje da nije uvijek pravi čas. Je li sad pravi čas ili da poslije odem razgovarati sa
Patience is not passivity. It's not I will just take everything.
Strpljenje nije pasivnost do duše. Nije samo, dobro je, sve ću ja to preuzeti na sebe.
But I will take time to work towards love in this relationship.
Nego dopustit ću si vremena, ali ću onda djelovati da dođem do ljubavi u ovom odnosu.
My dad's an elder in a church back in the States.
Moj otac je starješina u crkvi u Americi.
It's amazing how quickly people might go to email or to Facebook to voice complaints about what's going on in church.
I vrlo je zanimljivo kako ljudi, čim im se nešto u crkvi ne sviđa, odmah napišu ili email ili to stave na Facebook.
Gossip was always fast, but with Facebook it's like light speed.
Ogovaranje je uvijek se širilo jako brzo, ali sad sa Facebookom brzinom svjetlosti.
With smartphones, you could have your feelings hurt in church and let everybody know about it in like 2.3 seconds. It's up.
Ako imate pametni telefon, čim vas neko u crkvi povrijedi, u roku od 3 sekunde cijeli Facebook zna.
And with all of our different personalities,
I budući da imamo različite osobnosti,
with the people that are really into detail,
neki od nas su vrlo detaljni,
and the people that can't figure out why people would ever want to be really into detail,
a neki drugi ne mogu razumjeti zašto bi neko htio biti detaljan,
and the people who think Christianity is all about being active, we gotta do.
Onda imate one koji misle da bi kršćanstvo trebalo biti aktivno, ajmo samo raditi.
And the ones who think it's about solitude and reflection.
A neki misle da je kršćanstvo razmišljanje, samoća.
And the ones who have really strong opinions about what the atmosphere of the church should look like.
Onda imate ljude sa snažnim mišljenjima o tome kakva bi atmosfera crkve trebala biti.
And those who don't notice.
Imate ljude koji to ne primjećuju.
There's so many ways we can get on each other's nerves.
Ima toliko načina na koje možemo ići jedni drugima na živce.
And it's not like we're all here because we all love to paint.
I nismo svi ovdje zato što obožavamo krečiti zidove.
You didn't really choose me and I didn't choose you.
Niste vi izabrali mene i nisam ja izabrao vas.
Very much like being in a family.
To mi kao u obitelji.
You gotta put up with each other.
Nego morate podnositi jedni drugi.
This is not a club. We're not here because we were all best friends and decided to start a club.
Ovo nije klub. Nismo mi se našli kao grupa najboljih prijatelja i sad ćemo mi osnovati klub.
So love is patient.
Ljubav je strpljiva.
That word also has a tint of kind of long suffering to it. Love is patient when you're suffering.
Ta riječ isto ima prizvuk patnje, u smislu ustrajnosti i strpljivosti u patnji.
And I have this image of my grandfather.
Sjetim se uvijek svoga djeda.
When my younger brother convinced the elders to let his rock band come in, well, the rock band he was friends with, to come in and play in church.
Moj mlađi brat je nagovorio starješine u crkvi da dopuste jednom rock bandu, čiji je on bio prijatelj, da dođu u crkvu i da sviraju.
Never had drums in my church before.
Mi nikad nismo imali bubnjeve u crkvi.
And granddaddy seriously relaxed by listening to opera. He would
moj
put
djed
on his earphones.
On se opuštao slušajući operu. Stavio bi slušalice i opera.
And grew up with organ music in church.
Odrastao je sa orguljama u crkvi.
That's what got his heart.
I to je diralo njegovo srce.
And so watching him while the rock band was playing.
I onda sam ga ja gledao dok je svirao taj rock band.
I just had this great respect because he smiled through it.
I probudilo mi se veliko poštovanje za njega jer se on
And I know he didn't like the music because I saw him turn his hearing aid off.
Znam da se nije sviđala glazba jer je isključio slušni aparatić.
But he loved that his grandson and the young people were worshiping God.
Ali njegov unuk i drugi mladi ljudi su slavili Boga.
Not in his heart music, but in their heart music.
Ne kroz glazbu koja dira njegovo srce, nego kroz glazbu koja dira njihova srca.
So out of love, he was willing to suffer.
I iz ljubavi on je bio spreman trpiti.
Love is also kind.
Ljubav je isto tako dobrostiva.
This past week, I had neighbors brought us both strawberries and cherries.
Naši susjedi, neki su nam donijeli trešnje i jagode.
And kindness it's just doing things nice for other people for their benefit.
Dobrostivost, to je kad činite dobre stvari nekome drugome, eto čisto radi njih, za njihovo dobro.
This word also has it's not just what you do, it's how you do it.
Ova riječ isto ne znači samo ono što radite, nego i kako to radite.
So it's a sensitivity to the other person.
Dakle, postoji jedna osjetljivost prema drugoj
A
osobi.
gentleness, a respect.
Poštovanje, jedna blagost.
I don't know how it is for you, but sometimes it's a lot easier to be nicer to a waiter or to a waitress than it is to the people in your own house.
Ponekad je, bar meni, lakše biti dobrostiv prema konobaru ili konobarici nego prema ljudima u mojoj kući.
I think there's this kind of public voice we have. We want to initially present ourselves nice and with respect to other people.
Mislim da mi imamo to jedno javno lice i javni glas, da se želimo predstaviti u najboljem svjetlu kad smo u javnosti.
So the waitress comes and asks me what I need, and I say, oh, thank you, everything's fine.
Dođe konobar ili konobarica i pita me šta treba. Ja kažem, hvala vam, sve u redu.
But at home,
ali kod kuće,
how easy it is to criticize and just let the negative, impatient, get it done voice out.
Vrlo je lako kritizirati, vrlo je lako biti nestrpljiv, izgovarati riječi nepoštovanja i kritike.
You know why that is?
Znate zašto je to?
Because our real self comes out more easily.
Zato što naše pravo ja lakše izlazi na površinu kod kuće.
It's a little convicting.
I to bi nas sve trebalo malo osuditi.
But love is kind.
Ali ljubav je dobrostiva.
Love is also not jealous.
Ljubav isto tako nije ljubomorna.
So this idea that it gets excited when other people are praised.
To znači da kad volite nekoga, onda ste sretni ako on dobio nekakvu pohvalu.
When good things happen to other people.
Kad se dobre stvari dogode drugim ljudima, vi ste sretni.
This was not going on in Corinth.
Ovoga nije bilo u Korintu.
In fact, I think these next three things are all pointing at what's going on in Corinth.
Mislim da zapravo naredne tri stvari zapravo upućuju na ono što se događalo u Korintu.
A lot of jealousy, bragging, arrogance.
Bilo je puno ljubomore, zavisti, hvastanja i oholjenja.
Because they had this initial moment with Christ where they brought their boasting and their shame and they laid it at the foot of the cross.
Mislim da su Korinčani imali taj jedan početni trenutak s Kristom kad su donijeli i svoju samopravednost i svoj sram pred Krista.
But even after we receive that gift of grace, our human flesh is still working to prove its own worth.
Ali čak i kad primimo taj prvotni dar milosti, onda naše tijelo i dalje pokušava zaraditi i dokazati svoju vrijednost.
And so for most of us, when something good happens to somebody else,
za većinu nas, zato kad se nešto dobro dogodi nekome drugome,
the first kind of thought or desire,
prva nekakva misao ili želja,
man, I wish that happened to me.
Je, da se to bar meni dogodilo.
And we also have this desire that people know how good we are.
Isto tako želimo da ljudi znaju koliko smo mi dobri.
That they know what we can do, and so it motivates to brag, to put ourselves forward.
Da ljudi znaju za što smo mi sve sposobni i zato nas motivira da se hvalisamo, da nekako sebe ističemo.
So instead of bragging on our brothers and sisters of Christ, it's like my value, my worth is wrapped up in people knowing how good I am.
I onda umjesto da hvalimo i uzdižemo svoga brata i sestru u zajednici, kao da je moja vrijednost ovisi o tome koliko će ljudi dobro misliti o mene.
And the word arrogance,
a riječ oholost,
it actually means, in Greek, it literally means puffed up, full of air.
Na grčkom to doslovno znači napuhan, pun zraka.
So it's that where is it? I think in chapter 8.
Knowledge process.
Yeah. 8:1, knowledge makes arrogant, but love edifies.
8. poglavlje, 1. redak, znanje napuhuje, a ljubav izgrađuje.
Did you have another version? No, is that good? So this is that idea when I'm primarily concerned about my own ego, about people noticing me.
Znači, to je ta ideja kad je meni primarno da ljudi mene zamijete i moj ego.
Then it's like having that big sore toe.
To vam je kao da imate, znate ono na palcu na nozi, kad vam je natekano.
Quite sensitive to touch.
Pa vas boli ako išta dotaknete s njim.
And when I perceive slights, I perceive people not giving me my due.
Onda doživljavam kad me ljudi onako omalovažavaju ili mi ne daju ono poštovanje koje zaslužujem.
I either want to strike back,
ili ih želim udariti nazad,
or turn and hide.
ili se okrenuti i sakriti se.
But the gospel gives us the ability to be self-forgetful.
Ali evanđelje nam daje tu sposobnost da zaboravimo sami na sebe.
I know I have worth in Christ.
Ja znam da ja imam vrijednost u Kristu.
I'm not getting my worth from people noticing me,
I moja vrijednost ne dolazi od toga je li me neko zamijetio.
which allows me to notice them.
I to mi onda dopušta da ja zamijetim druge.
Bragging, arrogance, jealousy, they cut love off at the start because it's all focused on me.
Znači, hvalisanje, ljubomora, oholost, to reže ljubav u korijenu zato što sam ja fokusiran na samoga sebe.
God wants us to be so safe and secure in His love.
A Gospodin želi da budemo toliko sigurni u njegovoj ljubavi.
Not just to sit in it,
Ne samo da sjedimo u njoj,
but to free us up to care about the other.
nego zato da budemo slobodni da se brinemo za druge.
So automatically, if we feel like we have a jealous or a boasting spirit, we know it's hindering our love. We're not loving when we're like that.
I odmah ako primijetimo da je u nama taj duh ljubomore ili hvalisanja, to nas sprečava da ljubimo druge.
Oh, and it's not lovable either.
I to isto nije vrijedno ljubavi.
It kind of works against itself.
Takvo ponašanje radi samo protiv sebe.
The bragging, arrogant person wants to be seen as valuable.
Osoba koja se hvališe ili koja je arogantna želi da ju drugi vide kao vrijednu,
But the more you do it,
ali što više to radite,
the more other people are like drawn back,
tim više drugi bježe od vas.
and the worse you feel.
I onda se vi gore osjećate.
Another knowledge was a big problem with the arrogance of the Corinthians.
Još jedna stvar, znanje je bio veliki problem kod arogancije, oholosti Korinčana.
I studied electrical engineering for 3 years
Ja
in
sam 3
college.
godine studirao elektrotehniku.
And it shocked my dad that I couldn't actually do anything.
I moj tata je bio šokiran da ja ne znam ništa napraviti.
Can you hang the ceiling fan or fix the radio or what can you do?
Jel znaš napraviti onaj ventilator stropni
I
ili
can
popraviti radio, šta
I can
znaš?
do great math.
Ja sam
Really,
rekao,
give me the problem on paper, but I might kill somebody if I start messing around the wires.
ja sam rekao, ja znam izračunat matematiku savršeno, ali nemoj mi davati žice jer ću ubiti nekoga.
It's funny how easy it is to get arrogant about knowledge,
Zanimljivo je da je vrlo jednostavno postati ohol u vezi znanja.
Dad had his master's degree in education.
Tata je imao magisterij iz obrazovanja.
He knew he didn't know how to fix his car. He didn't.
I nije znao popravljati svoj auto.
And he learned quickly that his son wasn't going to be very helpful.
Brzo je naučio da mu ni njegov sin neće pomagati u
So
tome.
you know who Dad called when he wanted somebody to help him with anything around the house?
Znate koga je tata zvao ako mu je trebalo nešto popraviti u kući?
Dad called Mr. Bill.
Zvao je gospodina Billa.
And Bill he had no college degree,
Bill nije imao fakultetsku diplomu,
but he could do everything.
ali on je znao sve
It
napraviti.
was amazing to lift a car and just to look at Mr. Bill looking at the car
On bi podigao
Engine.
auto i gledao taj motor
and he just asked, so how does it sound? What's the sound making?
i pitao bi kakav je bio zvuk motora.
Okay. And what happened when you pressed on the gas?
Dobro, i šta se onda dogodilo kad si stisnio gas?
Okay.
Dobro.
See right down here, see that little thing right down there? If you kind of tighten that a little bit.
Vidiš ovu malu stvarčicu, daj to malo dotegni.
Is there anything dripping over here?
Jel ovdje nešto curi, kapa?
Okay. And so he's got these 2 college, me and Dad have our master's degrees, and we have no idea what's going on.
Znači imate, tata i ja imamo diplome sa fakulteta i nemamo pojma šta je auto.
And then within 30 minutes he's got it identified and we're on the way to fixing the car.
A za 30 minuta gospodin Bill je sve skužio šta se događa i mi popravljamo auto.
It's amazing how in culture we often lift up the wrong things.
Zanimljivo je kako u našoj kulturi često se uzdižu krive stvari.
I've got the degree, I've got the
Ja
position.
imam diplomu, ja imam položaj, imam...
Great, what can you do?
Super, ali šta znaš raditi?
Can you love people?
Jel znaš ljubiti druge?
I have a friend in ministry in Macedonia.
Imam jednog prijatelja u punovremenoj službi u
He can do everything.
Makedoniji I on sve zna.
I mean, he's
Mislim,
great.
može
He
sve
teaches the
napraviti.
Bible. He's a great
Poučava
musician.
Bibliju, glazbenik je,
He's good at sports.
dobar je u sportu.
He doesn't mind doing evangelism. He'll talk to anybody.
Razgovarat će s bilo kime o Kristu.
But you know why people love being at his house?
Znate zašto ljudi vole dolaziti njemu u kući?
His wife.
Radi njegove žene.
Because she cares about people.
Jer je njoj stalo do ljudi.
And I remember having a conversation with her, and she didn't feel valued. She's like, he can do everything. I can't do anything.
I sjećam se da sam jednom s njom razgovarao, ona se nije osjećala cijenjenom, rekla je, a on sve može, ja ne znam ništa
What do
raditi.
you mean you don't do anything?
Ja sam joj rekao, kako to misliš ti ne znaš ništa
You
raditi?
remember people's names.
Ti si zapamtila imena svake osobe
You
koja
care
je
about
došla
what's
u
going on
kuću.
in their lives.
Stalo ti je do toga šta se događa u njihovim životima.
People feel warm just being around you.
Ljudima je toplo, osjećaju se toplo kad su s tobom.
So yeah, maybe you're not written into the strategy and you don't have all these outward kind of skills you're
I
doing.
da, možda ti nemaš nekakve vještine ili velika znanja za stvari koje znaš raditi, ali
But you're the people. He might get people to Christ. You're the reason they stay.
tvoj muž će možda dovesti ljude do spoznaje Krista, ali ti si ta koja će ih zadržati da ostanu i da rastu.
Arrogance is an easy thing, but we so often are lifting up the wrong things and missing the more essential things.
Oholost je vrlo jednostavna stvar, ali mi uzdižemo često krive stvari, a zanemarujemo važne i dobre stvari.
Okay, verse 5. Love also does not act unbecomingly.
5. Ljubav nije nepristojna.
For me, growing up, that meant being ugly. Being ugly.
Za mene kad sam odrastao, to je značilo da se ružno ponašam.
So me and my brothers are at the table, and I say something to my brother that's really hurtful, and Mom says, "That was so ugly."
Ako smo ja i brat za stolom i nešto smo se porečkali, ja kažem nešto svom bratu što ga povrijedi, onda bi mama rekla, ružno se ponašaš.
People who love don't act ugly.
Ljudi koji vole ne ponašaju se ružno.
There's also a sense here of it's being acting dishonorably.
Isto tako, ovdje je to značenje da se ponašate nečasno.
So when a young Christian man is showing love to a young Christian woman,
Kad mladić kršćanin iskazuje ljubav kršćanki, djevojci,
her honor is utmost in his mind.
njena čast treba biti prva na listi prioriteta njegovih,
If he's loving.
ako on nju stvarno voli.
If something else is utmost in his mind,
Ako je nešto drugo prvo u njegovom umu,
that's not love. There's a different word for that.
onda to nije ljubav, imamo drugu riječ za to.
A young Christian man treats other young Christian women as his sister. He treats them with honor and with respect and with care for their person.
Ali kršćanski mladići druge djevojke tretiraju kao svoje sestre sa poštovanjem.
Love does not seek its own.
Ljubav ne traži svoje.
It's sincere in the gifts it gives. It's not expecting something back.
Ljubav je iskrena kad nešto daje i ne očekuje zauzvrat.
So I love in Croatia how when Brenda takes a plate of cookies down to our neighbor,
Meni je super kako u Hrvatskoj Brenda odnese tanjur kolača dole
it
susjedima.
always comes back with more.
Ona se vrati sa više kolača nego što je odnijela.
It's the greatest economics in the world. You give a little, you get a lot.
Malo daš, puno dobiješ.
Like, Brenda, make some cookies.
Brenda, daj ti napravi još malo kolača.
But just send half of them.
Ali pošalji samo pola.
It'll work out.
Biće dobro.
And so that's cool, but you also get this sense in Croatia, there's a lot of, I give you something, I expect something.
Ali isto tako imate taj osjećaj, dao sam ti nešto i sad očekujem za uzvrat.
So it's got its strength, it's also got its weakness.
Znači, ima tu dobrih strana, ali ima i negativnih strana.
And we got to figure that out in the church.
I to u crkvi moramo nekako razraditi između
Because
sebe.
sincere love is willing to do something and then to let that thing be forgotten.
Zato što prava iskrena ljubav može nešto učiniti za drugoga i onda dopustiti da se to zaboravi.
Because I wasn't doing it to get something.
Zato što nisam to napravio da bih dobio nešto,
I was doing it to bless
nego
someone.
zato da tebe
So
blagoslovi.
love doesn't seek its own. Think of Jesus.
Ljubav ne traži svoje, sjetite se Isusa.
And it does not take into account a wrong suffered.
Zaboravlja I prašta zlo.
So it doesn't. This word account is to keep an accounting, a record of everything done wrong.
U engleskom prijevodu ova riječ zaboravlja, što je kod nas prevedena, je da ljubav ne piše u knjige, ne piše zapisnik svih povreda koje je primila.
It's like that guy who says, whenever I do something wrong to my wife,
čovjek kaže, svaki put kad povrijedim svoju ženu,
she gets historical.
Ona počne vaditi kostu rezormara.
Yeah, she said. I do one thing wrong, she remembers the 10 things I did wrong.
Ja jednu stvar pogriješim, a ona se sjeti 10 stvari koje sam ja pogriješila.
Or the guy who's late to work and she says, why didn't you call?
Ili čovjek kasni s posla, žena pita zašto nisi nazvao.
What do you mean, why didn't I call? Remember the last time you were supposed to pick me up and you were 45 minutes late?
Kako to misliš šta nisam nazvao? Jesi sjećaš zadnji put kad si me trebala skupiti pa si kasnila 45 minuta?
I wouldn't have been 45 minutes late if I wasn't having to take care of your mother.
Ne bi kasnio 45 minuta da se nisam brinuo za tvoju majku.
But love doesn't keep a backwards account of all these wrong things just to bring up when conflict comes.
Znači, ljubav ne pamti sve te povrede kako bismo ih mogli izvući kad sljedeći konflikt dođe na red.
When there's conflict, love deals with the issue at hand.
Kad dođe do nekakve svađe, ljubav se pozabavlja s tim o čemu je riječ.
Just imagine if God kept an account of all the things we've done wrong.
Zamislite samo kad bi Bog pisao listu svega onoga što smo
bringing it up into our
i kad bi nam to nabijao na nos svaki 5 minuta.
Verse 6, love does not rejoice in unrighteousness.
6. Ljubav se ne raduje nepravdi.
There's a careful one. Love is patient.
Dakle, ljubav je strpljiva.
That doesn't mean love rejoices when other people are doing bad things.
Ali to ne znači da se ljubav raduje kad drugi rade loše stvari.
So to be a good parent is not to be permissive.
Znači, biti dobar roditelj, na primjer, ne znači djeci sve dopuštati.
You have to be extremely patient.
Morate biti vrlo strpljivi.
But you still care about whether or not your child is developing a heart that is good and that is courageous and that is honest.
Ali treba vam biti stalo do toga je li se u vašem djetetu razvija srce koje je hrabro i pošteno i dobro.
This idea that we can control and train our young little elementary kids.
Mi možemo donekle kontrolirati i poučavati, trenirati svoju malu djecu dok idu u osnovnu školu. Ali u srednjoj školi, šta možeš?
My brother, that's a different story. I'll tell it anyway. He had a neighbor, and his neighbor said, our little boy won't go to sleep.
Moj brat je imao jednog susjeda i taj susjed je govorio, naš mali neće da zaspe.
He's 5 years old, but he's staying up till like 2, 3 in the morning.
A budan je do 2, 3 ujutro.
And Charlie said, well, tell me about it. Like, what's the problem?
I Charlie onda rekao, pričaj mi malo više o tome, u čem je problem.
And he said, well, we turned the TV off and we took away his remote control, but he gets out of bed and he turns his TV on.
On kaže, mi ugasimo televizor u njegovoj sobi, uzmemo mu daljinski, a on se ustane iz kreveta i opet upali televizor.
And my brother's immediately thinking, you got a 5-year-old with a television in his bedroom.
A moj brat misli, sobi tvog 5-godišnjeg djeteta je televizija.
It is with a child it's easier. We see behaviors that are wrong and we love them, so we want to train them to grow.
Vidimo ponašanje kod male djece i volimo tu malu djecu i želimo ih istrenirati da postanu dobri ljudi.
With a teenager it's more difficult.
S tinejdžerima je teže.
Because we want them to begin to become independent.
Zato što želimo da oni postaju neovisni.
And parents can easily feel either it's full control or no control.
I roditelji obično misle ili moram imati potpunu kontrolu na njima ili nemam nikakvu kontrolu.
But love's got to figure out a way to work through that.
Ali ljubav mora smisliti nekakav način kako da nađe tu
You still love your teenagers and you don't want to see evil developing in their life.
Volite svoje tinejdžere i ne želite da se zlo razvija u njihovom
But that's also true of our brothers and sisters in Christ.
Ali to je istina i među nama.
Maybe you say something that really hurts me.
Možda vi kažete nešto što mene stvarno povrijedi.
Or I hear you're doing something that I know from objectively that that's a bad idea. You ought not be doing that.
Ili ja čujem da vi radite nešto što ja objektivno znam, to je loša stvar. To ne biste trebali.
And maybe love's being patient here, and I'm not saying something right now.
I možda ću onda primijeniti ljubav koja je strpljiva i neću reći ništa sad odmah ove
But
sekunde.
if I don't find the right time to come and talk to you, then I'm not loving you.
Ali ako ne nađem neko vrijeme da ti priđem i da porazgovaram s tobom o tome, onda ti ne iskazujem ljubav.
And this is a hard one because a lot of times it doesn't get received as love.
Ovo je vrlo teško zato što često kad priđete nekome tako, on to ne primi kao ljubav, kao izraz ljubavi.
You know, there is that truth, if you marry somebody, you don't plan on changing them.
I istina je, ako se udaš za ili vjenčaš, oženiš za nekoga, nemoj planirati da ga promijeniš.
We have to allow people to be free and to walk with God and to make their own decisions and to live with those decisions.
Moramo dopustiti ljudima da budu slobodni, da hodaju s Bogom, da donose svoje odluke i onda žive s posljedicama tih odluka.
But that doesn't mean ignoring and letting evil go.
Ali to ne znači da ignoriramo zlo i da pustimo zlo da bude.
Love needs to find the right time to say something.
Ljubav nađe pravo mjesto da nešto kaže.
Even if it means potentially losing relationship.
Čak i ako to znači da će se odnos narušiti.
Because love rejoices in the truth.
Jer se ljubav raduje istini.
And again, we have to be careful with that one.
I opet moramo biti oprezni sa ovime.
Because back in my church in the States,
U mojoj crkvi u Americi
there were some men and some women
bili su neki ljudi
who delighted in telling the truth,
koji su jako voljeli govoriti istinu
at
drugima,
least their version of the truth,
barem njihovu verziju istine,
in ways that weren't patient and weren't kind.
i na načine na koji nisu bili ni strpljivi ni dobrostivi.
But some Christians think this is like a spiritual gift. I just tell it the way it is.
Neki ljudi misle da je to duhovni dar. Ja ti kažem onako kako je.
Okay, good. I'm glad you rejoice in the truth, but you're missing the top part of the passage.
I dobro je da se raduješ istini, ali preskočio si prvi dio odlomka.
Love and truth, it's a challenge, but the two have to stay together.
Ljubav u istini, to je vrlo komplicirano, ali ta dva elementa moraju ostati zajedno.
And this doesn't say that love removes unrighteousness and love creates the truth.
Ne piše da ljubav odmiče bezakonje i da stvara istinu.
Because in the body of Christ, there a lot of times you might want to get somebody to stop doing something and get somebody else to start doing something.
Jer u tijelu Kristovom ponekad jednostavno želite da neko nešto prestane raditi, a da ovaj drugi počne nešto
But
raditi.
it might simply not be your responsibility.
Ali možda to nije vaša odgovornost.
And you do rejoice, you want to see people growing, but does that mean growing the way you have designed for them?
I vi želite da ljudi rastu, ali jel želite da ljudi rastu na vaš način, onako kako ste vi zamislili?
And is it your piece of the truth you're most concerned with, or are you concerned with the whole story of truth?
Je li vam najvažniji vaš dijelić istine ili cijela istina?
And so then we get this list that ends the passage.
I onda dolazimo do jednog popisa koji je na kraju ovoga.
We don't rejoice in unrighteousness. We do rejoice in the truth.
Ne radujemo se nepravdi, radujemo se istini.
And because of that, we're going to bear all things.
I radi toga sve ćemo podnositi.
I love you. We're going to bear the pains that other people cause to us.
Znači, ja vas volim i onda ću nositi boli koje mi nanose drugi ljudi.
We're going to carry with them some of the consequences.
Nosit ćemo zajedno sa ljudima jedan dio posljedica možda.
But that's because we believe all things.
Ali to je zato što sve vjerujemo.
That is, I'm able to bear because I truly believe that God is working in my brother and sister to work on their character and to help them grow and to hold them up.
Mogu podnositi neke stvari zato što stvarno vjerujem da Bog radi u mom bratu ili sestri, radi na njegovom karakteru da ga izgradi.
But even if God doesn't change their character, I'm able to hope all things.
Ali čak i ako se njegov karakter ne promijeni, ja se još uvijek mogu nadati.
And even if God doesn't bring those things about in this life, I'm able to endure all things.
I čak i ako Bog ne proizvede veliku promjenu za vrijeme ovog života,
whatever the last.
onda podnosim sve.
Because love never fails.
Zato što ljubav nikad ne prestaje.
At least that's what we're shooting for.
Barem prema tome težimo.
And Paul ends this section. That's the practical picture of love.
To je praktična slika ljubavi.
And he ends with the permanence of love.
I Pavao sad završava sa trajnošću ljubavi.
And he's coming again back to these things that are very important to the Corinthians and to a lot of us.
Opet se vraća na ove stvari koje su vrlo važne bile Korinčanima, a i nekima od nas.
You know, that experience of tongues, the experience of prophecy, the elevation of knowledge.
Iskustvo prorokovanja, govora u jezicima, uzdizanje znanja.
That all has its value and its place.
Sve to ima svoju vrijednost i svoje mjesto.
But it's all going to end.
Ali sve će to završiti.
At the second coming of Christ.
Kad Krist dođe drugi put.
That is when the perfect one comes.
Kad onaj savršeni dođe.
We'll see him face to face.
Mi ćemo ga vidjeti licem u
And we'll
lice.
realize how little we knew.
I shvatit ćemo koliko smo malo znali.
How little Michael got right in his preaching.
I koliko je malo Michael pogodio u svojim
It's going to be very
propovedima.
humbling.
Jako će mi to biti ponizno iskustvo.
It'll be like it all passes away because immediately we'll have this personal knowledge of knowing God.
Sve će to proći jer ćemo u jednom trenutku imati osobno iskustvo gledanja Boga.
Like now we see him like in a mirror.
Sad ga gledamo kao u ogledalu.
And back then they didn't have nice mirrors like we have. They had just a piece of shiny metal.
Onda oni nisu imali ovako lijepa, jasna ogledala kao što mi imamo danas, nego komad metala koji se
We
sjaju.
see Christ, but it's such a fuzzy vision.
I mi vidimo Krista, ali to je onako mutna, vrlo mutna slika.
It's like being a child. We understand to some degree, but there's just stuff we don't get at all.
Ili kao djeca, razumijemo neke stvari malo, ali toliko ima stvari koje ne razumijemo uopće.
But then he says, but these things abide. These things last forever.
Ali on kaže, ove stvari će ostati zauvijek.
Faith, hope, and love.
Vjera, nada i ljubav.
And the greatest of these is love.
A najveće od njih troje je ljubav.
So what ought we be about investing in?
Znači, u što trebamo ulagati?
Becoming those who love like Jesus.
U to da postanemo ljudi koji ljube kao što Isus ljubio.
That's Paul's vision for the church.
To je Pavlova vizija za crkvu.
And again, what better place than a community of people to grow in love?
I ponovno, nema boljeg mjesta za rast u ljubavi nego zajednica vjernih.
There is no vision of Christianity in the New Testament outside of community.
Nema vizije kršćanstva u Novom Zavjetu, a izvan zajednice.
I have a book at home called Sacred Marriage.
Imam kod kuće jednu knjigu, zove se Sveti brak.
And on the cover it asks, what if God designed marriage not to make us happy?
A na naslovnici piše kao podnaslov, što ako je Bog osmislio brak ne zato da nas učini sretnima,
But to make us holy.
nego da nas učini svetim.
I'm not sure how well you understand that if you're not yet married.
Ako još niste oženjeni, možda ovo ne razumijete.
If you've been married a while, you get it.
Ako ste neko vrijeme oženjeni, onda razumijete.
We want happiness.
Mi želimo sreću.
But if we just go in thinking it's going to be great, this person's going to meet all my needs.
Ali ako uđemo u brak, razmišljaš sve će biti super, ova osoba ispunjava sve moje potrebe.
We go in it so selfishly.
Ulazimo u taj brak tako sebično.
Not realizing that person's going to have their whole idea of what it should be like.
A ne shvaćamo da ta druga osoba ima svoju viziju
And they
kako
want
to treba
their
izgledati.
desires met.
I ta osoba želi da se njihove
They've
potrebe
got their
zadovolje.
plan for the relationship.
Oni imaju svoj plan za odnos.
And it's God setting us up for bring two sinful people together in marriage.
I Bog nas je jednostavno namjestio da se oštrimo u braku kao dvoje grešnih ljudi.
But that's because He's got a deeper joy
Ali to zato što Bog ima jednu dublju radost
that we can only experience when we start to lose some of the selfishness.
koju tek možemo iskusiti ako izgubimo sebičnost.
He's got a deeper joy for marriage if we can get to it.
Ima te dublje radosti u braku ako možemo doći do nje.
It's the same in the church.
Ista stvar u crkvi.
I mean, what if God didn't design the local church to make us happy?
Što ako Bog nije osmislio lokalnu crkvu zato da bismo mi bili sretni,
But to make us holy.
nego da bismo postali sveti?
He wanted to bring us into a place
On nas želi dovesti na jedno mjesto
where our ego would bounce up against other people.
gdje će se naš ego sudarati sa egoima drugih ljudi,
Where our preferences would create conflict with other people's preferences.
gdje će naše preferencije ili želje dolaziti u sukob sa željama drugih ljudi.
If I'm not committed to local church,
I ako ja nisam predan toj svojoj crkvi,
to
zajednici,
working through that kind of conflict,
onda razrješavanje takvog
to
konflikta,
working through not getting my way,
ako nisam predan razrješavanju konflikta ili toga da odustajem od dobivanja svojeg,
I'm actually the one missing out.
onda sam ja taj na čiju štetu je sve.
And some of those difficult people put into church weren't put there just to make me miserable.
Jer neki ljudi koji su nam teški u crkvi, nisu tu, Bog ih nije tu stavio da bi oni mene činili mizernim,
They're there to help me realize how far I've got to go to be like Jesus.
nego zato da bi ja shvatio koliko još puno trebam napredovati da bi postao sličan Kristu.
A greenhouse of character growth.
To je kao jedan staklenik duhovnog, karakternog rasta.
So I don't want us all to be miserable together.
Ne želim da svi zajedno sad budemo jadni,
I'm just suggesting a switching of priorities.
ali predlažem da promijenimo prioritete.
Church is not about what can I get.
Crkva, poanta crkve nije u tome šta ja mogu dobiti za
It's
sebe,
first about coming together to glorify God.
nego vezano je za to da se mi skupljamo, da slavimo Boga
And then saying, here God, work on me.
i onda kažemo, evo me Bože, radi na meni.
Make me who you want me to be.
Mijenjaj me tako da bih ja bio onakav kakav ti želiš da ja budem.
Teach me to love my brothers and sisters in Christ.
Pouči me da ljubim braću i sestre u Kristu.
And the last thing I'll say
I zadnje,
is that we can't do any of this.
mi ovo ništa ne možemo.
This is the love of Christ.
Ovo je Kristova ljubav.
And as much as we struggle, we can't become like
I
this.
koliko god se mi trudili, mi ovakvi postati ne možemo.
Unless the Spirit of Christ is in us and working through us.
Osim ako je Duh Sveti u nama, da On radi kroz nas.
This kind of love only develops
Ovakva ljubav se razvija samo
through a walk of faith that we're asking Jesus, would you love, I can't love, would you love through me?
Ovakva ljubav razvija se samo kroz hod u vjeri gdje mi govorimo, Kriste, ja ne mogu ovako ljubiti, molim te ti ljubi druge ljude kroz mene.
Personally, I already think this is a pretty cool place.
Osobno, ja mislim da smo mi super grupa ljudi.
Oh, you said it well. Yeah. I was going to say, not the place, but the group of people, but she beat me to
Znači
it.
ne soba, prostorija, nego grupa ljudi.
But we also all recognize that we got a long way to go.
Ali isto tako svi moramo prepoznati da još puno tu napredovanja ima.
Just imagine that if each one of us were growing in this picture of love.
Probajte se zamisliti da svaki od nas pojedini raste u toj slici ljubavi.
That's a nice picture of the church.
To je lijepa slika crkve.